Welcome to Musing with Tonya D. I am your host, Tonya D. Thanks for joining me as we continue on the nature series. And in this podcast, I'm going to talk about cleansing in the autumn season and some ways to just get you prepped, to get you going. So in the autumn, if you try to do a week or so of just juice cleansing in the early autumn to the mid-autumn, it will actually give you a boost of energy and help eliminate any potential illnesses you've stored away, either by flushing out excesses or by improving your organ functions. At this time of year, of course, there's lots of fruits and vegetables available for juicing at this time of year. The Master Cleanse, which is water, cayenne, olive oil, a little bit of honey, lemon, is awesome to do this time of year. It's a great choice. But apple or pear juice, orange juice, or other fruit juices in the morning with vegetable juices like carrots, beets, celery, zucchini, or even parsley in the afternoon and evening, it's a great time to start and a great way to get going. But you have to think of in the autumn, the grapes are in harvest and they're going to be flourishing. And this is a fine cleansing fruit. And it harmonizes the body and acts as a tonic for the lungs and the large intestine. So 5 to 7 days of freshly squeezed, and you're going to need a juicer for this, but freshly squeezed or juiced grape juice will be a delightful autumn cleanse, or eating only grapes for a week. That will work wonders as well. So you might drink a couple glasses of warm lemon water each day to balance the flavors of the grapes if they become too sweet. And you can also add a tablespoon of cold pressed olive oil twice a day, as well as an herbal laxative tea on rising and before you go to bed, because it'll help your intestines to keep moving. And it's great to dilute your juices with some water and to drink them slowly, and even like chewing a little bit to allow the enzymes of the saliva in your mouth to create that action. Because your mouth and your teeth are your number one digesters, and those pearly whites and gums, they need regular care too, especially during cleansing, just as your tongue, it might get coated more during this time. So keep that area clean with regular brushing along with flossing. And don't let yesterday's food linger between your teeth and gum. That's how decay starts to happen. We all know that. I'm not a regular flosser. I'm an irregular flossing girl, but I do try to brush my teeth twice a day. Either way. So during a cleanse, you need to be sure to not just bathe daily, shower daily, but you need to brush your skin, do dry brushing with a loofah sponge or even a skin brush to remove dead cells and to stimulate the clearing of toxins. Because your skin's health, it's just as important to the lungs, and its regular care will actually, in general, just help eliminate, because again, your skin belongs to the element of metal. And exercise, like there's nothing better than a great sweat, and it's great to facilitate the skin and the body cleansing before you bathe. So get a little 30-minute sweat in too. And at the end of your bath or shower, just throw in a brisk cold water to help close the skin pores and prevent heat loss, because you'll become vulnerable to colds as well as stimulate skin circulation. And it's even more important as the weather gets colder, because when going into a cold area after a hot bath or a shower, your skin pores and your body are open to deeper penetrations of that chill. So a nice replenishment for the hair and the scalp is an overnight, believe it or not, wheat germ treatment. And wheat germ oil is high in vitamin E, and it's also very, very nourishing to the skin and to the hair. And you can, before bed, apply freely to your hair and your scalp and go ahead and massage it in. You can wrap your head in loose linen or a towel. And after rinsing your hair in the morning, do a bit of an exercise and then shampoo your hair. I also love jojoba oil. It's very rich in nutrients, and it's known to stimulate hair growth and nourish the hair and scalp. And you can use that instead of the wheat germ oil as well. So another awesome idea for the season of the fall, but I ingest it throughout the year, but it's awesome for the lungs and it facilitates cleansing and healing, is actually garlic. And garlic is a plant and an herb, and it's a food and a medicine, and it's been used for centuries by many cultures. It's called the stinkweed, or the poor man's medicine, and it's been known to have healing powers as strong as its odor. And it contains some proteins, calcium, potassium, phosphorus, plus vitamins B and C, but its main action is that it bonds and releases strong sulfur odor, contribute to a germ-killing effect. So garlic acts medicinally as a stimulant, a diuretic, an expectorant, an antiseptic, a disinfectant, and as a germicide and vermicide, meaning it kills germs and it also kills worms. And garlic's been said to ward off vampires and evil spirits, but those are lots of stories too. But I love garlic. I use it raw. Sometimes I'll, I want to say I cook it, but that's not right. Hang on, I've just had a brain freeze. Anyway, I'll get back to that. But I like to, cook a whole garlic clove, bake it, and just put it on bread like butter. But if you steep it in vinegar or in oil, it's actually been known to prevent the plague and other epidemic infections, which is interesting. And over centuries, people have treated colds, coughs, even sore throats with garlic. And it's used for all kinds of lung ailments, including bronchitis, pneumonia, asthma, and tuberculosis. It's usually used internally, but it's great for skin problems like boils and psoriasis. And externally, it works as a disinfectant or to help with wounds. But don't apply it directly to the skin because it can cause blisters. So if you want to mash some garlic with a little olive oil, it will make it more usable externally. But all over England in World War I, they actually used garlic-soaked bandages and applied them to the wounds to prevent infection and promote healing. And in today's world, we use garlic to assist with the reduction of high blood pressure as a treatment for worms, for colds, and other lung ailments. And if you use it regularly in your eating habits, it can help by preventing colds, flus, and other infections. And by taking a couple garlic cloves a day pressed into water or juice, or even in garlic capsules, twice daily, it's great for bodily cleanser, and it's a useful herbal preventative. Chewing parsley will help balance the strong breath odor. So if you're not used to garlic, start with small amounts and develop a taste and a smell for it. It's thought that your body begins to eliminate garlic odor through the skin when you have had enough. So remember that. If you go out to eat and you're emanating garlic the next day, like you've had a garlic burger, just know if it's emanating through your skin, you have had enough. It's actually very easy to grow in a garden, and it's helpful as an insect repellent, which who doesn't need that? And it's from a plant. And it likes moist, sandy soil and good sun, and it's important for its growth. And as an effective insect repellent, several cloves of garlic blended with water and strained through a cloth, you can actually use it to spray on your plants. That's a nice little FYI, isn't it? But the odor and the medicinal properties of garlic are in essential oil. It's very simple to extract, like in olive oil. Garlic oil can be used for many purposes, or even on the soles of the feet to prevent or even use as a remedy for colds. So what you do is you peel and you chop enough cloves to fill half of a quart jar. And you cover the garlic cloves with cold pressed olive oil to about 1 to 2 inches above the garlic and place it in a window facing the sun for 5 to 7 days. But you need to shake it once a day. And then after the 5 to 7 days, go ahead and strain it through a cheesecloth. And then you have a strong smelling garlic oil. And the garlic that was soaking can be refrigerated, used in cooking. And the garlic oil will last months and can be used both internally and externally. And another great thing I like to do in the fall to help with my cleanse is colon hydrotherapy or a colonic irrigation. It's been called many things, but it's beneficial and it's actually a non-toxic method of cleansing the large intestine with water. And it's been used for thousands of years. It's like a natural internal bath. It's like entering a river or a lake and using a hollow reed or a bamboo to allow water to enter, yes, your rectum, your booty. But today there's a lot of fancy colonic machines to regulate the pressure and the temperature of the water. And in the Hindu practice, they tell you of the benefits of enemas and colonics. Even medical doctors like, Hippocrates, they were advocates of an enema therapy. So many doctors stated that constipation is one of the main causes of disease. And cleansing your colon is a great place to start just to maintain it. So in Hippocrates, and I know I'm saying that wrong. Don't you love it when you can't say a word? But he claimed that chronic disease came from auto-intoxication, for example, self-poisoning due to constipation, where the deposits of accumulated waste in the colon release toxins which inflame the nerve, producing rheumatism, neuralgia, melancholia, hysteria, eczema, acne, headaches, and a variety of other health problems. He also taught the way to handle disease: let food be thy medicine. So doing a colonic, it's been a part of my own health regime for a few years. I usually do them in the spring and the fall. If you're new to it, I'd probably just try it once, see how you feel. But like I said, I prefer the spring and the fall. It depends if what my eating habits were, what I've been doing. But the greatest thing is it cleans out the toxicity, and one thing it does in particular is it improves the tonality of your large intestine. So a large or a high colonic irrigation is very different from an enema. So one thing is that you rest comfortably on your back, and a professional does the service. I totally recommend that. But you need somebody who is experienced, and you can massage your abdomen, and it'll help you release any toxins in your large colon. So if you have a lot of illness or a specific colon problem, first check with your doctor, one that you trust, who knows about colonics, for a referral or to a trained colonic therapist. But after you do it, you're not only going to feel so much better, but you're going to feel so much lighter as well. And you can drink orange juice, tea, take some potassium broth or bone broth. And after eating some liquid acidophilus or alpha-dulcellus yogurt, which contains the live lactobacterius organisms, it actually helps replace any lost colon bacteria. So after a colonic, you might feel a bit lightheaded, you might be weak temporarily, but these feelings will pass after a short period of time and a short rest. So colon therapy has a variety of benefits, and until we live purely, it's actually necessary and helpful. It helps to relieve gas and spasms in your bowel. It assists healing of the digestive problems. It relieves many back and musculoskeletal pains, often caused by pressure in your intestines. But the greatest importance is in eliminating toxins from your colon and relieving stress on your liver and improving lymphatic and capillary functioning. There are many other benefits that improving the breath, clearing the skin, and enhancing the senses. But when you begin to improve your eating habits with more natural foods and pesticide-free foods, you begin to eliminate toxins by cleansing. And colonics, you will feel younger, stronger, and more beautiful. And again, it depends on how long you've been eating processed foods as well, because your body is continually renewing itself, recreating its elements consistently and constantly. So you have to realize new blood cells are made daily, and the total blood is replaced every 120 days, and cells of soft tissues are replaced every 12 weeks, and bone cells about every 12 months. So the oldest cells in the body are supposedly no more than 7 years old. So no matter how old you seem to be, or you can be no older than 7. Now, isn't that a nice optimistic note? Every 7 years, you get a new rejuvenated body. Thanks for musing with me. Thanks for joining me. Take care of your colon. If you're nervous about a colonic, send me a message, but find a professional. Just try it once, see how you feel. I think they're great. Thanks for musing me. Thanks for joining me. Again, sign up for my Balance of Being online course. I cover many of these things that I'm talking about in these podcasts. It's kind of fascinating how I incorporated all the elements in that course. Didn't even think about it. But again, thanks for joining. Thanks for musing. And I will tune into the next podcast.